we've had snow. Wasn't much wind when the snow was falling. So I decided that this is probably about right, and I measured the snowfall there. It's 5 centimeters. And I'm expecting this to melt again. We've got a couple sunny days to go, but then we're going to get some more snow according to the current forecast. And looks like we're going to have snow on the ground from early December this year. Okay, so I didn't notice that just a few minutes ago, but I have a weasel that's going in my basement, but it's going in and out, as you can see. So here's its tracks. Going to walk about and think about what I needed to collect over the winter now. That's why my thermometer wasn't working right. This has fallen down. I can't see. Oh, there's the receiver. See, the receiver was out here, so the sun was shining right in on it. That's why you have these white boxes, eh? But you had to have these white boxes to keep the sun from shining on your temperature monitor. Otherwise, the sun would directly heat up the monitor and you get a way out of whack temperature. So the temperature was reading wrong. I have quite a few days where I don't have any recording from that, because I looked at the temperature and I was saying like 30 degrees. I'm like, that ain't right. Okay, what I need to do, I need to make I have to decide, but I guess just have a bunch of birch stakes made for my tomatoes. So I mean, that's going to be at least 30. I would say I'm going to have 30 tomato plants again. There and along here. I thought for a while that cucumbers could cross with squash, but then I checked it out again the other day and I couldn't, so I'm not worried about that now. I don't know why I was thinking that. I put a rough sticks around this last year and it done very well. It held the daisies up. But over the winter I want to make something to put together here now, so I'll need 4 posts at least. Make 5-6 posts and then decide on what I'm going to do for the horizontal pieces. So for the daisies I need 12 posts because I got the 2 areas, and 4 4-foot horizontals and 4 3-foot horizontals maybe. For the tomatoes I need 30 posts. snow has covered everything up and making it look quite nice now, because everything is nice and smooth, and that sun is warm. See, the next few days it's going to be above freezing, and so this snow will melt. But then the current forecast says that it's going to go down and just go up to 1 degree Celsius, just barely above freezing. Do I need anything for that? This blew off, in the windstorm, so I had to put it back and put weights on it. Maybe I'll get some more posts for those, just to make it like a nice looking post and not just looking like something trigged up like that, right? For the most part, it's the post that I want the more permanent, so whether I have to take a Tamac lark out of the way or birch, there's lots of that small birch stuff that I can make a post out of, and make a nice post, 4 nice posts to go down on either side, with something to hook a horizontal on, and then the horizontal, I can remove it and replace it at any time. So this is the gooseberry. The current stand up, we don't need them held up, but the gooseberry kind of decides to flatten over all the time, so you need something to hold them up. So 8 posts for the gooseberry. Leaves are still hanging on to the seaberry. So I didn't get any of these put in the ground. Woe is me. And I didn't get the old canes cut down for the raspberries. But I was concentrating on other things, and I think I did well this last year. It's just that some of the stuff that I would have liked to have gotten done, I didn't. I mean, we've expanded this. Next year there's going to be another bed out here, and we did very well with this in-ground garden. And I'll be able to get in among it and clean it out when it's growing up next spring. It's not really that difficult. What if I make a smaller post out of black spruce and have an end on it that can go down into those pipes? Maybe, for that matter, even a metal end, like a pipe with a plate on it that I can bolt to the bottom of the post. At any rate, I'm going to have to get the vertical post made. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, so there's 8, 12, and if I put 2 out here a little bit further, I'm going to need 4 more. So that's 16 posts I need to make for the raspberry cage, and I'll make a few extra. I don't know what I'm going to do with the golden raspberries yet. That was a phone call. So now, where were we? I got something written down here somewhere, don't I? Oh, here it is. Find a pencil. Raspberry patch, we were saying we needed 8 per row. I got 3 rows. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 per row. So that's 30. And if I put 2 here, 2 and 2, I'll need 4 more. $34 posts and about 30 horizontals. Like I said, I'm expecting this snow to melt again, but I don't know, so I'm going to just walk up around anyway and have a chat, and if the snow does melt, I'll bring you back up and you'll be able to see the ground cover, but for the most part you'll be able to see what I got done anyway. A lot of these whips are, I'm gonna have to take my glasses up. Yeah, that is aspen. I see there's cherry right there. I have dams and suckers coming up, but I don't have any dams that are producing anything. Flowers and fruit, I mean. Unfortunately, the way the sun is, I gotta take off my sunglasses because I can't really see what the tree is due to the differences between the light of the snow and the tree itself. See, I have lots of maple, whole bunch of maple growing up. That's a maple there. Another one. Another maple there. So I really don't, unless I get some sugar maple seeds. I'm looking into getting some sugar maple seeds. But as for any other maple, there's a ton of them growing up around the property. So I don't have to worry about that. I got to learn to better to distinguish cherry from birch when they're just little saplings, because it is a little more difficult to tell. But because like I'm not sure whether that's a birch or a cherry, you see? All cleaned up, we'll go down under these 2 branches here. This is not going to be a pathway. I mean, I'll walk back and forth here, but I don't think this will be used with the quad anymore now. Just grow up. Nice healthy fur there. So you can't see what's down here, but I've got pretty much all of the tripping hazards taken up, and the little bits and pieces. It's a forced floor, so you need to have mulch down and leave little sticks in that too for the insects that make that their home, right? So I don't know if you remember, there was a big pile of branches and a couple tops of a tree here and that. So I got this all cleared out, and I got something started over here. I've been talking about this, I've mentioned it in several previous videos. Well, you see those branches all lined off down across here? So this is what they call a dead hedge. Now you can make just a pile like you would with the habitat pile and just make a long skinny pile. Normally is put in between two posts, right? 2 rows of posts. And if people wanted a really neat habitat hedge or dead hedge, whichever name you want to use, they'd put 2 straight rows of posts and then have the branches packed in nice and square in between them. Now, what I'm thinking about doing, you see I had cherry trees and spruce tree right there, weaving it in through and having whatever nature gives me, and I might plant some trees, I don't know, down here, 2 rows of them, and weaving the dead edge in between the trees. So it goes on down. Some places they don't pack in as tight, and then sometimes you'll be able to get a lot of branches that faces all the one way, and they pack in nice and tight like that. So this has started, and as I got a easy way to get out to the edge now and going back, I'll make that dead edge all the way along. I'd like to encourage the moose to just turn and go up the roadway. The moose aren't a native animal, you see, and so they do a lot of damage to small deciduous trees, and so I'm not really that fond of having them there. And of course the 2-legged large mammals with their high-powered toys, if you leave that open like that, they could be coming in around, and when I get up here further, going around that gate on the cabin road, which we don't want them to do. So if I got a nice dead edge put up along there, it just would discourage the large mammals from going back and forth, right? I was walking around here, I got something to show you. So you see this spruce here? So now, earlier on, it wasn't much to it, but when it got light, I cut down some trees and it got more light. It's all sprouted out on the bottom here. And it's got a nice clean bark. It's got a spot of lichen here and there, right, but not much. So the branches are nice and healthy, and the bark is fairly smooth, and it's got almost no moss on it, and just a little patch of a lichen here and there. Now when I go over to this one, you see it's got the one live branch, but you go all the way up, it's not sprouting out any, and you look at it up close, There's all kinds of lichens all over, even on the southern side where it's drier. And you come across the northern side and moss is starting to grow up the side, and there's some big lichens on the branches up there. It's standing pretty straight, but this one is much older, so I might take down this one, but I'm not going to take down that one. That one looks pretty smooth, but now let's see if I can do this. Make the camera level. No, you can't really tell that much on it. Maybe, but there's a lean to it. I'll show you another one later, but yeah, he's leaning in that way, so I don't know what's up with that. It being looking like a more healthy tree, so I don't want to take that one down. I was walking around. As I said, the forecast looks like snow is going to be down early this year. And looking for what trees I wanted to put in that small part in the basement. It's pretty much empty there now. And I come across this, so you remember the ones that blew down in the windstorm. Well, this one must have cracked and not fallen until later. And I put a little short in there, or post something on the channel, but now I'll show you on the video. You see, it's got just a little bit of live wood there all the way around, right? It's just a little ring of live wood. And this now stuff, it will go so far up the tree, I don't know how far it will go. As you get up there, it will get go more solid up the tree. But nature took that one down for me. It's a fair sized tree, as you can see, and rotted out there at the bottom. Now, as I walked around some more, this tree didn't break, but I'll put the camera level. It's quite the lean on that tree. Because what happens, you see, is that as they start to die, they shed roots down below first, and they start to rot up from the base in the center. So the roots is all gone weak on this one, and it's starting to fall over. So it's better for me to take this now, because if I wait for it to fall over, it's just going to be more rotten right up the core. So Mother Nature has decided on for me on what trees I gotta take down next. Give you a little swing around here. This is up top. I think I'm going to stop this little update now. We'll go around again in another couple weeks and do another walk about here somewhere and show you more of the landscape. Show you me for right now, my pretty face. Hope you enjoyed the video. Beautiful snow walk on this is November the 30th, last day of November. And don't forget, do all the things as one person said. Hit the like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. I'll see you in the next video.